Planets are stupid. Instead, what if we put our entire population on a gigantic ship, strapped it with 300 lasers, and robbed the entire galaxy blind? Will we either A, piss everyone off to the point of creating a galaxy-wide crusade directed entirely at me, or B, ascend to rule all known life as Galactic Emperor by playing Stellaris' new DLC, adding nomadic empires with no borders to the game, and let me tell you, there are so many ridiculous bugs we get to use. From stealing negative income, to glitching the game's AI, to ships that one-shot everything in the game, and straight up duplicating resources through breaking the laws of physics and code. It's very silly. Thank you to Paradox for sponsoring this video, and now I'm going to break your game. So welcome back to Stellaris, this time with the new DLC that was just added called the Nomads, which adds empires which are based entirely on giant arc ships that we can move around, and let me tell you, this DLC has some bugs. Bugs that we are going to be utilizing with our very aptly named nation. We steal. Don't steal. We don't steal. Whew, that was a close one. My people, the not thieves, are fungi, whom are organic. They have this really good unbreakable resolve thing. They're rooted, but that's not gonna matter because we're literally on one ship. Terraphobic, so they don't like anything that's a planet, and they can be really old. We are fanatic egalitarians. That's probably the first time I've ever pronounced that word correctly. The key to being a content creator is you always choose 3 words in all your videos that you slightly mispronounce in order to rage bait people for content. Obviously, I'm joking, because every mispronunciation I make is purely out of my own stupidity. So not only are we egalitarian, but we are also the scion of a fallen empire. The Sandarian Guardians are sugar daddies. This origin used to be really overpowered, then it became really weak, then it got changed a bunch of times, and we don't care about any of that. The only thing we care about is a very specific interaction between our civics, nomadic empires, and the fallen empire. Because we are a nomadic empire, that means we quite literally are on a gigantic ship, so all of our population is located on here, and if this blows up, needless to say, we lose instantly. Obviously, let's try not to do that. In the meantime, we need to try and make our way over to the actual fallen empire down here in order to get started. Hello, faithful not thief. Yes. Great name you picked. You have done well for yourselves. With our guidance, you have mastered the technology of yada yada. I'm going to take all of your stuff. As a nomadic empire, one of the unique abilities we have is that if we are in need of resources, we can right-click on the system and basically destroy it. Now, this doesn't actually destroy the system. What it is actually going to do is essentially strip it of its resources temporarily. So you can see that the glue... What? Did I forget to rename the ship? Okay, well, it's called the Gloop ship. It is going to go ahead and just completely desolate all of these different planets. You can see we got 50 exotic gases from this one, and now we're gonna get a whole bunch more from the next. There we go. We also don't have energy credits in minerals. Instead, we have operational reserves, which are basically just the combination of both of those. Also, I don't know if this is intentional, but there is the balance ability here for our operational reserves. Then I can just click burn, which has no downsides, and just gives us massive buffs. I don't know if this got fixed for the release version, but it's pretty funny. Basically, we just want to have a high amount of operational reserves to get all of the buffs, and if we have little of them, we are going to start running into, as you can see, a lot of problems. Our first tradition is going to be expansion, just so we can get a little bit of help with our pop growth and building way stations, which are another new mechanic. Way stations essentially allow us to collect resources at any given place, so you can see there's a whole bunch of resources we could have been collecting if we didn't just destroy this entire place. The destruction is temporary, so it's not going to last forever, but, you know, for the next person that settles it, it's pretty inconvenient. We can build way stations in places like these to gather all of these resources. Oh, wait, we just counted the Keepers of Knowledge. That's actually pretty cool, and I really hope that... Okay, they are all the ways over there. That's good. Also, we're encountering more aliens, which is pretty great. We have a whole bunch of envoys for this exact occasion. Unfortunately, this path is blocked by enemies. I am really hoping that that is not a permanent thing and that we are actually going to be okay. Whew, okay, that was a very close call. I was very afraid that we would get completely screwed by not having an actual way to the Fallen Empire. Now, I need to impress upon you that this Fallen Empire has basically given us everything. They are incredibly powerful, just like unfathomably so. They are very nice to us. They have helped us this whole time, and I am going to repay them by stealing from them. them. To do this, all we really need to do is make our way into their borders. As per the wiki, you are not allowed into the borders of the Holy Guardians no matter what, apparently, even if you're their scion. However, nomadic empires, either by new update or by unintentional design, are allowed into Fallen Empire space. And something we can do in them is build way stations. Hello, not thief. There is a rather eccentric Sandar on Celestial Throne who claims to have grown restless, even bored. Oh, cool. They're gonna give me a free commander. I don't know if he's actually particularly good. Oh, okay. He's like a level... Oh my god. Yes, he is quite good. An ancient power. Crossing the border into the Harmouth system, we encounter no resistance, only attention deeper than any scan could measure. Our arc ship is now located within Fallen Empire space. Specifically Fallen Empire space that is pretty much blocked off from everyone else. And now I can head straight over here and I am going to build a mega structure, build a way station right there. So we're gonna put up our way station very, very quickly. There we go. And now we can start adding modules to it. Now, this way station is really just going to collect the 16 minerals and 4 energy credits. Normally, that's pretty much all it's gonna do. It's all right. However, one of our civics is something called Void Reavers. Now, I want to be very clear. This civic sucks. If you use this civic in the normal intended way, it is absolute garbage. It allows you to build way stations on top of enemy empire areas, and you could basically use them to siphon resources from the planet. Siphoning resources from the planet. Where might that be useful? Possibly on a Fallen Empire planet that produces 593 food every single month. 526 minerals, and 289 energy credits. You're beginning to see the picture. So if I come over here, we get to use our unique Void Reaver piracy modules, and I am going to throw down a pirate hideout and a concealment field. I'm not even entirely sure the concealment field really does much. Now I'll also come over to their capital planet and build a new way station here, and I will basically do the same exact thing. The pirate hideouts are going to steal 1.5% of the monthly production of the system. Normally, this sucks. 1.5% is way too low to have any actual impact for any other empire in the game except Fallen Empires. Because their starting incomes are so much higher than anybody else's, 1.5% of these numbers is still not that bad. We can also increase this a little bit more by getting a Reaver Stronghold, which is going to double the amount stolen by each of these different pirate hideouts. We're also going to encounter the Holy Worlds that are basically protected by the Fallen Empire here, and we could do a couple of kind of goofy things with those later as well. In the meantime, we just need to expand our number of way stations. Oh yeah, and if it wasn't goofy enough already, we can harvest the Fallen Empire systems for resources too. 36,000. Oh my goodness. What's also going to start happening that I've noticed is my income is going to get really buggy. So we're kind of not making any resources. You can see our income is flashing back and forth between multiple different numbers. It says I am losing operational reserves from my negative 350 mineral income. Honestly, no idea where this is coming from. Actually couldn't tell you. This is 117. Something I'm going to point out now is that I'm playing on a very early release version of the DLC. I chose this because it's very broken and I thought it'd be funny. What I didn't know is just how broken the income was. Imagine a thief stealing someone's wallet, only to find inside is $60,000 of debt they now owe. We're going to be accidentally stealing negative money, causing negative income, looping around into positive income. As Todd Howard once said, it just works. For a first ascension perk, I'm actually going to grab Shared Destiny for the Envoys. Again, I know all of this sounds very, very strange, but I swear it's going to make sense eventually. Oh, also, I think I figured out what this burn does. It just doesn't tell you for some reason. I assume this is going to be fixed to the release version, but it seems to increase the upkeep of a lot of your mineral stuff. I think it doubles it, which doesn't really matter because we're stealing so many minerals from the Fallen Empire, but still. For our second tradition tree, this is going to sound a little strange, but we're actually going to go for diplomacy because we're looking to use a very particular war goal with something that we need trust for. I'm also going to start researching arc ship construction construction. It's going to take quite a long time, but we do want to have the ability to construct multiple ARC ships. As you can see, my income is now starting to just get really, really strange, where it is just varying all over the place. I'm also taking spycraft on a lot of my different members of the council. It may not seem terribly relevant right now, but it is going to be very relevant later. We're also going to be refurbishing our ARC ship, which I don't quite know what that event does, but I imagine it's just going to give us some debuffs for a while in terms of resource income, but honestly, who cares? Most of our resources are just stolen from the Fallen Empire anyways. So you might be wondering, what is our actual goal here? Well, as it turns out, my other civic is also kind of broken. Star Seekers, available situation approach, celebration. If we go into the operational reserves thing, we can see that we have another option, which is called a festival. We need Star Journal Progress, which is essentially just surveying stuff in the galaxy. That's pretty easy to get. The problem is that it costs 10,000 situation progress every single month. Basically, this is going to cost us 10,000 operational reserves every single month. So 10,000 of a combination of energy and minerals. That's obviously a lot. It will increase our pop growth by 1,000%, efficiency per specialist by 1,000%, and complex drones by 1,000%. The entire idea behind this event is that you use it and it gives you a short-term bonus. But what if that bonus wasn't actually so short-term? That 10,000 resources is achievable, and we're going to do it. To do so, however, it is going to require a lot of ARC ships and a lot more stealing from people, plus a lot more stations up here. Now, stealing from the Fallen Empire is indeed making them quite angry. They're not very happy about this. It's actually going to make our relations down to 0, but because they are our scion, it is increasing our relations so we can continue to steal from them. I am most likely going to need to dismantle at least one of my way stations, but for the time being, we should be okay. I have to say, it is so nice to not have to worry about microing just like a whole bunch of planets right now, and we only really have one thing. Now, that's going to change later, but it's nice while it's calm. In the meantime, my entire ARC ship is like a college campus because we are basically rewriting the entire thing and there is construction everywhere. Once again, my operational reserve amounts are just getting buggier and buggier. Apparently, I'm only making 36 energy credits and losing 390 minerals every single month. Obviously, that's a lie. Within diplomacy, the big thing we want is trust cap and trust growth. We need everybody to trust us a lot, and we need a lot of envoys to do it. I haven't encountered any other civilizations yet, but we definitely, make people's lives worse. We definitely do need to do that soon, because that is a big crux of our strategy. Oh, we're also digging up the anomalous cube. I think this gives us a special relic, being the cube. Fingers crossed it doesn't obliterate Mr. Dorokina. I have a feeling that he might just get absolutely atomized. We've completed all the construction on the ship, and of course that just means I went for the residential expansion for the elites. Nobody else really matters here except for the scientists, because all these workers, we just straight up don't need them. Oh, from the Guardians, the Augurs have decreed that you should receive this gift for your continued service to us. Thanks for the 3,000 alloys. I don't even need them. I'm just stealing all of yours anyways. Oh my god. I was gonna say, finally, we've encountered another empire that I could speak to normally, but it's just the stupid artisan troop. I don't like you guys. I have so many envoys, and they can't do anything because I'm not discovering any of the real civilizations. Although it is pretty cool that we can commission an art piece from them, and I think I can just come straight to our capital and exhibit it, which is obviously insane because we only have one place. All right, finally, I've gotten the research for building more ARC ships, so now we are just gonna do that. I think I could actually build them in the Fallen Empire's space, if I'm not incorrect. Okay, yes, we can actually build them in Fallen Empire space. I was gonna say, I could steal from them, I can build way stations, but if I couldn't build an ARC ship here, that would be kind of goofy. So this is gonna cost us 17,000 food and 5,000 alloys, a little bit less because our discounts, but obviously that doesn't matter to us because we have so much income for this stage in the game. I've also finished my diplomacy tree, so now we have the ability to form federations, which is kind of nice. For our next ascension perk, I think I'll go with Wanderlust for more districts, and we can visit remarkable systems with ARC ships to unlock various modifiers. I actually don't know how that works, but I'm sure that's going to be pretty good. Oh, I see. So as long as we just go to these systems, we are going to be able to get a whole bunch of buffs. That's pretty good. Finally! Yes! Okay, a real civilization. Thank you. We are going to say, hi, hello, you are amazing, yada yada, because now I can actually come find them on the map. There you are. And the first thing I need to do with them is improve improve relations, and on the other hand, build a spy network. We are going to be using spy networks quite a bit extensively through here because we are basically so safe and cozy in the Fallen Empire space that it's pretty hard for anybody to reach us. Oh, sweet. So now our second ARC ship is done. That is going to have a pretty tiny population. Not too bad. And the cost to build an additional ARC ship has not increased. So I just need more influence and more food. Both of which we are going to get very, very quickly. Dear Not Thief, would you care to pick up the pace a little? Your ships are lagging behind and we grow tired of such dawdling. Well, thanks. I mean, I guess I haven't moved from your system in the past like 10 years, so maybe that's got something to do with it. They might be getting a little suspicious of what I've got cooking up. For our third tradition, this is a tradition that I have not taken a single time ever in Stellaris, and I have like a decent amount of hours in this game. It is Subterfuge. The reason for this is that Subterfuge is going to give us a ton of bonuses to all of our different infiltration stuff, and then when I complete it, it is going to give us something very special at the end with a little bit of an oversight. All right, that didn't take very long, and now we have ARC ship number 3. We are basically just materializing pops out of thin air, and this is going to scale my economy. Ignore that minus 148 consumer goods. Oh, wait, was that my actual leader? Oh my god, the Fallen Empire is giving me one of their best buffs, which is they're just giving me a fleet. It's a 16.4k fleet. Wait, what the heck? My scientist just died, so I buried her, and that gives me plus 10% pop growth speed because she is fertilizing all of the fungi. Honestly, I should get my leaders killed every 5 years then. Oh, looks like it's been 5 years. Time for another scientist to get eaten by a Leviathan. Thanks for the 10% growth speed. Well, now I'm just taking the Fallen Empire fleets, and they're just going to rampage through everything over here. Honestly, I really don't care if they live or not because it's not entirely relevant. Oh, another faction that is really, really good. Honor-bound warriors who are xenophiles. Oh, that is a perfect faction to exploit. I mean, befriend. As we began to pick up more and more visual images of the aliens known as the Sigma aliens, it was inevitable that these would eventually be leaked to the wider public, who have taken to describing them as repulsive trolls. Spoken like a true Sigma. What? Repulsive orcs? They're just humans. Wait, I didn't even realize that we can get arc furnaces with our faction. I don't know how megastructures work with nomadic empires. The Human Democratic Shut up. Wait, who are you? Oh, the Carabineers. Shut up. Egalitarian xenophiles. Yes, please. I will establish the embassy. Wait, they have two No, they have more than 2 systems. Definitely. Wait, colonies start... Oh, this is another piece that I never really thought about. So as nomads, we also get access to contracts. And so if I go ahead and accept this, I just need to have an ARC ship in orbit. Oh, that's not that bad. I've got plenty to spare. Okay, and now the random keepers of knowledge are demanding that I give up, I think, one of my scientists. You know what? Sure, take her. I don't really care. Fanatical purifiers? Well, I guess we're gonna have to fight those guys. Or at least my Fallen Empire daddy is going to fight them. Oh, we finished the cube quest line, and we can either give it away or... Yeah, no, I mean... Okay, I will not lie. We may or may not be going slightly bankrupt accidentally on a whole bunch of resources. I was relying on the Fallen Empire a little too much, it seems. I destroyed one of my consumer goods production things, and believe it or not, that was a really bad idea. Oh god, the game's bugginess has counteracted my bugginess into some kind of bug war where I don't even know what my income is anymore because it's so volatile. Just when I thought everything was going pretty decent. You know, it's always when you think things are going well that the economy just suddenly collapses. Wait, I know what's happening. It's the Fallen Empire ships. These things are absolutely insane, and they also cost me like my entire upkeep. The Fallen Empire is basically trying to bankrupt me at this point. On the bright side, what we are doing insanely well is that our technology level is skyrocketing because we are able to just pump everything into this, even if we, you know, really shouldn't be. Wait, I totally forgot. Our commissary general, or our leader, his name is Stealin' Steve. See, that is what is going to get everybody on the map to trust us. Wait, we have a contract out here, but these systems, they're not connected to anything. What is happening? Okay, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I fixed the economy. God damn it. Because our code-breaking skill and tech level is so much higher, we can pretty easily achieve basically any espionage mission, and there isn't really anything anybody else can do about it. Ooh, the universal macrophage. So these people were trying to eradicate disease, and they all died. We could either destroy all their work of this thing that killed them, or you know what? I think it holds some promise. Surely that doesn't do anything bad. Oh, finally, the galactic community. All right, with subterfuge done, that is going to give us the thing that we needed for quite a while to start getting crazy, and that is proxy wars. Now, if we go to the diplomacy with another nation, we get another option, and it is called Start Proxy War. This is going to allow us to force other people to declare war on pretty much whomever we want, as long as we have either A, 75 trust, B, 60 spy network, and we also need C, which is a war goal. What is interesting is that this does not discriminate from the Fallen Empire. The problem with the Fallen Empire is they just don't tend to get very many war goals, but the moment they do get a war goal, we could just instantly force them to use it, even though you are not normally able to engage in diplomacy with them. Okay, every kind of diplomacy is just kind of opened up at once, and now I can kind of run around and start completing contracts with all of my fleets. Everybody generally likes me, so I should be okay. I really hope so. I think my next tradition will be politics, so that I can get more influence by assigning people to the Galactic Senate. One of the nice things about being a nomad is that you can do any excavation site that is anywhere even outside of your borders. So I don't have to worry about having way stations anywhere or any of that garbage. I can pretty much just send all of my science ships all around the galaxy to just do everything at once. Unfortunately, I have noticed a problem, and it is another way station here of this faction. I don't like these guys. They are fellow nomads, but unfortunately, because they are fellow nomads, they are taking my way station spots. So I would really, really like it if they were dead. Fortunately, I've got just the tool to do that, and it's called a proxy war. I'm pretty sure I need to wait for these guys to finish their war, and then I can have them immediately turn around and declare war on all of these way station dudes. Or better yet, I think I found actually an easier solution, and it's I'm going to make these guys declare war on them. So I'm going to get them blown up because they're going to attack the very people that they have no chance of beating. I just realized the fanatical purifiers have kind of lost their war. You know, they're a little beat down, you could say. Wouldn't it be really unfortunate if somebody just started a proxy war, threw some random person in there, and decided, have at it? Oh yeah, I would do that. This is gonna really hurt our trust, but our trust cap is so high, it doesn't really matter. There we go. Now these guys are at war with all the ways over there, those guys as well. We're going to save the galaxy if it kills everyone else. All right, nice. I finally got enough influence to do this, so now we're going to use the regime of Juco, and they are going to do a nomadic expulsion war. There we go. I've got more than enough influence, and they're off to the races. There we go. My biggest competitor is now someone is going to war with them, and I don't really care. I am completely uninvolved in this. I mean, I think I lost some of my spy network, but my spy network growth is so quick that it is going to shoot up like a rocket immediately. Wait, I just realized this gets so much worse than I thought. When you do a proxy war, it causes everyone whom is in a defensive alliance or federation to also join the war. So I didn't really destroy these guys so much as I just caused a galactic conflict where there's this guy is fighting 5 people at once. I can finally reform my government, and you better believe we're putting on diplomatic corps to get more envoys. Oh my god, I just witnessed the border shrink dramatically of these guys. I feel kind of bad and just a tiny smidge responsible because we'll ignore that. Oh, nice. One of my politicians' keys got swiped, and they just left a bunch of encrypted data sitting on a, I don't know, Starbucks table. At least this bottom option kills 100% of them. Wait, that would annihilate 400 people instantly. Also, I just found a bit of a funny interaction. The arc furnace is going to give us a ton of minerals, and its upkeep is energy credits. However, my energy credits and minerals are the same thing. So it's like lose $80 to get $160. Obviously, I'm gonna take it. We can also try and build a Dyson swarm, and I think this is gonna be much of the same idea. And the first person has died. I honestly don't know who these people are. It's not terribly important to me. All that's really important is that I can keep starting proxy war. Oh, look at that. Another 2 proxy wars coming straight up. Also, I just realized all the shenanigans that we're doing is pretty massively increasing my diplomatic weight. I am going to be #1 on the Galactic Council easily, and this does give me a little little bit of an idea. Every single person in the entire galaxy loves me, despite the fact that I am constantly starting new wars between them, either out of boredom or because I just don't like someone being strong. So, for example, the Star League over here seems like they are the second strongest of all the people. Well, I guess I could just start another proxy war against them. Yeah, sure, let's see how this one comes out. And now I'm getting an event, which is everybody's bragging about how trustworthy I am, even though I am manipulating them into wars behind the scenes. Wait, the contract just got canceled. I don't know why. So what, we're supposed to build it ourselves? Yeah, sure, why not? They pretend like I'm the only one who can help with these things. That's like a 30-year-old asking for help to put together a 100-piece puzzle, and then when you say, you know what, you can finish it from here, they're like, what? What did you say to me? I can't possibly do this on my own. The Augurs have decreed that you should receive this gift for your continued service to us. Do not squander it. It is nothing. Nothing? Where's the gift? Where's the gift, Daniel? That's what his name is, by the way. Wow, they genuinely just didn't give me anything. That's, you know, honestly, that's kind of impressive from a certain perspective. So something else I'm noticing is that there are occasionally these missions which will allow us to conduct research for someone else, and it will give us a pretty solid amount of stuff. The thing is, the research doesn't seem to scale. It's always 1,000. So if I'm able to just boost my research income, can I just theoretically over and over and over again complete like dozens of missions every single month? And now I have one of the Fallen Empire Gestalt consciousnesses trying to change me into lithoids, thermophiles, or mammals. No, I am not going to do that. Wait, scientists served for 35 years, retired after being infected by an alien organism. 35 years? My people live in like the hundreds. This guy's lazy. Okay, thank goodness. I wasn't sure if we'd be booted off the Galactic Council because we're a scion. Apparently nobody cares that we've been vassalized by a fallen empire. You know, I really like how I keep getting attacked by these void worms, and you know, they're all powerful, mean, yada yada. Then they just walk into fallen empire space, and okay, well, there goes my logistics ship, but otherwise they all die. So we can actually build different kinds of arc ships, so I'm building a military arc ship right now to see just how powerful it is. You can actually stack a lot of these normal systems down here into things that buff the shields, damage, and all that other stuff. So instead of making just alloys, we can have this also bolster our projectile weapons. Honestly, my next ascension perk, I think I'm going to take Defender of the Galaxy, because I think we could turn this into something a little goofy. We're not really the good guy, we just kind of are saying that we're the good guy. Very different. Okay, it's time to do something that might completely annihilate my economy, and that is that I am going to set my living standards to utopian abundance. Is this going to destroy my consumer goods? Probably. Wait, no, I just lost like 300 income, but I think we're good. Wait, Stealing Steve! No, he's dead after 166 years. Yes, we do need a grand parade. Oh god, dude, that guy was so high level. I don't even know how we're gonna replace him. Yeah, our leader slot is totally empty. Is there even a reason to live without Stealing Steve? Wait, the Fallen Empire hive mind ship is gonna send a Fallen Empire class ship at me? That doesn't sound good. Oh. Okay, it died instantly. Never mind. Okay, so I should have been looking around a little bit more closely as to what exactly is going on with resources. I think I just figured something a little broken out. Which, of course, there's many, many, many things which is absolutely insane, but I can harvest the resources from other people's megastructures. Huh. More importantly, there does not seem to be a limit on the harvest resources function. So I can harvest this for 1,100, you can see the resources, that's quite a bit. But if I head over to somewhere like, say, right here where there is an arc furnace, I could do planetary strip mining for 20,000 and 75,000 minerals, 4,000 motes, 4,000 crystals. And the harvest resources, of course, is, you know, just the typical 30,000 and 7,000. What is happening? 69,000 energy credits? 173,000 energy credits? What? These numbers are too big. I I don't understand. I'm gonna level with you. I was not expecting any of this to happen. The last 3 times I played Stellaris, I accidentally blew up the galaxy, I accidentally blew up myself, and then I accidentally blew up the government. So by this point, I had resolved my new goal was to become Galactic Emperor of the Galaxy, a special decision tree in the galactic community. The problem is, you can't do it if you're a vassal, which means the only way to achieve this is to go to war with our fallen empire sugar daddy and win. Now I know this might seem like a problem, and sort of it is, because they have, how much fleet power? 280,000. Yeah, that's a little bit. Fortunately, something that I realized is that fallen empires are completely glitchy. Turns out when the fallen empire is trying to go to war with a no-bad empire, they get a little bit confused and they don't really understand what they're supposed to do. So I am basically just going to sit in this war forever until I can settle a status quo and actually get out of it. For example, the fallen empire is still not even attacking the systems I literally have right here. They're just not doing anything. Actually, I guess they have destroyed them, but they're still alive? I don't really know how this is working. But assuming this goes according to plan, we should be able to just wait until both of our war exhaustions is insanely high, and then we can just force a status quo. By the way, I just need to impress on you guys that my income is officially negative 1,828, but it's still actually positive. Make it make sense, please. Also, these research things are just completely insane. Basically, we can research 1,000 and then it gives us a whole bunch of influence, but it refunds us 740 of the research. So it really only costs like 250 research for 3.7k trade, plus 5 trust, plus 50 opinion, and 50 free influence. It's so broken. For my Ascension perk, we're also going to go with Biomorphosis, because I don't think I've done this before. This is either new or I've just never done it before. I haven't played Stellaris in a while, to be honest. This is going to unlock a couple of tradition trees. I want to do Mutation, because that one seems really, really fun. Spontaneous limb growth, fluctuations between states of matter, sudden onset metamorphosis. Our experiments for mutation are garnering some less than desirable results across our civilization. I mean, I guess that's not surprising. We basically just injected ourselves with a bunch of unlabeled substances. Anyway, let's just use them to speed up our research. Surveillance has confirmed the existence of a population of genetically altered individuals inhabiting urban sewer systems. This makes me think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, mostly because I just saw the last Ronin announcement, which I am super excited for. Anyway, let's kill him. So throughout our entire fight with the Fallen Empire, I kind of put fight in quotations because it's literally just their fleet sitting here while war exhaustion ticks up. I do need to get my navy stronger so they actually accept the peace deal. So I've been building up this military arc ship. It is up to 43k power. What is on the screen right now? It is up to 43k power. Oh my god, it's so much bigger than all the other arc ships. Look at this thing. When you actually go into it, if you change some of the specialty modules here, so I add the laser capacitors here, for every set of soldier jobs we have, it is going to boost our energy damage by 5%. I have 3.2k soldiers, so the energy damage is so far being boosted by a whopping 192%. I also went ahead and added a Devastator cannon on the top, which is a big artillery piece that is an energy weapon. So it is going to do 7,500 to 15,000 damage, and then that's going to get augmented by about 200%. So this thing can do up to 45,000 damage in a single shot. I'm pretty sure that's a lot. Wait, Fallen Empire fragment, please. We've been following their instructions. I don't even remember getting instructions from them, to be honest. My income is now officially negative 6.8 thousand. Like, it doesn't even make sense anymore. The more money I try and make, the higher this number gets into the negatives. I am so confused. Wait, they fixed it. Mid-recording, they fixed it. This festival used to do minus 10,000 operational reserves every month, and you could get it to the point where you would actually be able to maintain it forever, but they changed it to do over 6 months. Wait, that's crazy. The one time I don't want Paradox to fix a bug and they fix it. That is so sad. I mean, the game is still buggy enough with the minus 6.8 thousand resource income that is actually positive, but, you know, still. Oh, wait, the Fallen Empire is only superior to us now. We're actually getting to the point where we can rival them. All right, now here's what I really want to try. I'm gonna have my big fleet over here siege down the Marauders that are to the north. Oh, I forgot how quickly they jump. I think this could be bad. I need to have units that distract from my military ship. Okay, it's here. It just fired okay, it just immediately blew up their space station in one shot. That's nice. Okay, it just blew up the other space station in one shot. Oh my god, this thing is insane. It's also super fast. What is going on? Wait, this is ridiculous. It is annihilating everything in the galaxy. Let's see how it does against the enemy ships here. It seems to be evading really, really well. And then as soon as they get in close, this thing has, and I'll check in just a second, when they blow up the ship right there, I assume. Play the Benny Hill theme because, okay, there we go. This thing has so many flat cannons and point defense. It is like impossible to damage it. It has a billion lasers, a billion strike craft, and then the Devastator cannon, which quite literally annihilates anything in one shot. Which obviously means that, of course, I have to take it into an even more well-defended system and see how it fares over here. And it is teleporting on top, annihilating most stuff. Dude, this thing doesn't take damage because it has, how much? It has an additional 96% hardened shields from all my technicians. So not only do the lasers deal ridiculous amount of damage, but you can see that they can't even break through the shields of my ship because it is so unfathomably tanky. Wait, it's regenerating faster than they can deal damage. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, it has genuinely annihilated every single thing in the system. That is evil. And then let's just take it to the capital system, and you know that they're actually getting through a decent amount of the shields. It's just, it really doesn't matter because this thing is firing a gigantic cannon that one-shots anything in the system. And there we go, we've destroyed the entire Marauder Raider faction. That was easy. Oh crap, I figured this would happen eventually. It seems like one of the Fallen Empires is actually awakening. That's a pretty big fleet, and that's a second pretty big fleet. They are pretty far away from me, so I don't really care that much, but I am currently at war with one Fallen Empire, and I'd really not like to be at war with two. Oh my god, finally! It's taken so much building, but we now have equivalent power to the first Fallen Empire, so I should be able to settle status quo. Okay, I think it's like decimals away from being able to do this. Okay, there we go. Now I can settle status quo, and for now we'll have peace, but there will be no peace in your future if you violate the holy sites. Well, I don't really intend on doing that, at least not right now. Oh my goodness, and now I can no longer use any Scion Casus bellies, but I should be able to now join a federation, and more importantly, nominate myself to be the Galactic Custodian. There we go. This is what I really needed. Being freed of the Fallen Empire lets us start the chain to become Galactic Emperor, but the reason we're doing that is so we can get everybody to declare war on our former overlord. That is also the point at which I realized military arc ships are kind of completely insane, to the point where we could use one ship that is completely invulnerable to decimate entire fleets in one shot. And agree to join the Federation. We get a bunch of communications. There we go, nobody really cares. Great, we are now a part of the Cosmic Federation. It seems super cool. It's level 5? Oh my gosh, these guys have been doing work damage to endgame crisis factions plus 25%. Holy crap. Wait, if I can get my relations up with the awakened Fallen Empire, I can actually invite them to the Federation. That's kind of goofy. Oh, this is evil. I just joined this Federation, and I can immediately change this law because I have all these favors. Now we have strongest secession type, so I should immediately, as soon as the term is up, I will immediately become the leader of this Federation I just joined. And nice, the rotation has gone through, and now I am the leader of a max level Federation. I even just got the achievement. I'm surprised I've never done that before. And the best part is I didn't have to do literally any of the work to get it. Someone else made this entire Federation, boosted it up to max level, and I just joined at the last minute. I also just got something that says a dark matter injection system capable of triggering a stellar scale fusion event. It has no safe setting, which of course means I obviously need to build it right now. now. We've now been elected Galactic Custodian, which is going to complete part of our ambitions tree here. Oh man, isn't it cool that we just got a new Galactic Custodian? I wonder what their first measure will be. Removing term limits. A tale as old as time. Oh, it's even better that I can just end sessions early with a little bit of influence. And again, I have infinite influence because I'm just continuously completing contracts that are free. And there we go. No more yucky term limits. And I think now we get the option to proclaim the Galactic Imperium. Hold on, I don't have the influence. I just need to quickly complete a couple of research contracts. I am like the all-powerful being, and I'm still basically a glorified contractor for physics research. And now said physics research has allowed me to come over here and Custodian reforms, proclaim the Galactic Imperium. I'm gonna then immediately come over to it, and look at that, another emergency measure. Let's just throw that in the docket. Seems like basically everyone is actually in support of this, which is kind of interesting. It brings me great joy that the Barkland directors are talking big about how the galactic crisis is scary. My brother in Christ, I am the galactic crisis. Of course, my tradition actually says that I am the defender of the galaxy, but, you know, we're defending it by forcibly vassalizing everybody in it. Same idea. And basically nobody's voting against it. Well, I mean these guys are. Do you really want to do that? And now we can end the session, and boom, the first Galactic Imperium. I wonder if we blow up the Galactic Imperium and then we reestablish another one, if it goes the second Galactic Imperium. Anyways, let's do away with all of that nasty voting garbage. Wait, it hasn't updated yet. Isn't it wonderful? The Galactic Forum proves the different species of the galaxy can build great things when working together. Yeah, I don't think we're doing the working together part. Not anymore. Oh, that's right. It also completely destroyed our civics because I think a couple of them aren't compatible anymore. Yeah, we went from fanatic egalitarian to fanatic authoritarian. That's probably gonna cause some problems later. You know, see, that's the best part of democracy. It's not the voting, it's when 124,582 votes to 0. No opposition, no problem. Wait, I can't actually go up any more levels in the Defender the Crisis because I'm not technically the Galactic Custodian. That's kind of stupid. Not that it really matters. I mean, I've basically got unlimited power at this point anyways. The real question is whether I can just kind of annihilate these guys. All right, I was waiting for this to happen. The Guardians that we were once a scion of have attacked one of the members of the Imperium, so now we can go to war with them to defend, and I can also turn around and propose a resolution. Doesn't really matter that it has weak support. We should be able to pass it anyways. Unfortunately, nobody really wants to join me on this, so I'm just gonna have to call in a ton of favors in order to make this actually happen. And now I could just end the session, and there we go. Can their rampage be stopped? Yes, now everyone is declaring, I think, a total war? Yeah, something like that. Okay, so now we have declared the Fallen Empire the Crisis, so we can actually come in here with all of our juiced fleets right now. All right, the moment of truth, the 228k stack of the Fallen Empire. Oh my god, it's gone. Immediately evaporated. That's insane. I think I took some big casualties as well. One of my ships probably had to peace out there, but I had the bright idea of taking one of my ships and attaching up to 6 energy lances on it. Energy lances are these tachyon lances that basically fire across the entire solar system and deal like 1 billion damage. And I realized that I can actually add up to 6 of them in my modules, and then I can also add the Devastator cannon on top of that. So the firepower we're rocking just deletes enemy fleets before they could even get to us. It feels kind of gross, and that's probably because it is. Oh, wait, what? Your Imperial Majesty, the galaxy is in grave danger. Our forces are beset by the Unbidden, and once they're done with us, they will surely overrun the rest of the Imperium. And where exactly did the Unbidden spawn? They're just chilling here. Okay, that's where they spawn. Oh my god, that's a 500,000 fleet power. All right, well, I guess it's endgame crisis time. I didn't realize they would actually be here this soon. Honestly, I think they're here a little late, technically. For the first time in history, I have actually accessed the ship designer and done something with it. I know, please. Hold your applause. Basically, all I did was create the new Imperial Armada. It's it's about 250 of this. All this thing has is claws that go through shields, because I know the Unbidden have lots of shields, afterburners to move really quickly, and jump drives so that I can just teleport straight on top of them. Oh my god, I just forgot that ate up like 1 billion of my food. Okay, everyone is now starving because I forgot that I am a fungal empire, so all my ships require food, and the food situation is rapidly getting out of hand. So we're gonna need to add some trades and also sell, I don't know, like 1 billion consumer goods. Problems are occurring. The economy is not what it used to be, and let's be honest with ourselves, it used to be not very good. We do have Pax Galactica, so that's gonna mean nobody else can declare war on each other, and I can also change our focus to be the Unbidden. Let's immediately emergency measure that thing on there. And see, I don't know why people are opposing this measure. It is truly, truly impressive. Wait, who did this? Oh, wait, the Awakened Empire actually pretty much just handled the entire crisis on his own. Nice. Now, there is going to be a second wave, I believe, that we need to be careful of, but it's nice to have these guys on our side. Okay, looks like people's planets getting blown up changed their mind on the whole Unbidden thing, so we can actually agree now to focus them. That's nice. Of course, right now, the galactic community is a little more concerned about repealing the Non-Interference Act, ethical guideline refactoring, and repealing minor research sanctions. All right, and our first interaction with the Unbidden. Oh my god, so many bright laser beams. They're resistant to shields, but I didn't actually change any of my arc ships because the giant laser cannon is an energy weapon, and it has 741% more damage. It kills everything. It looks like everybody's uniting to fight the Unbidden for a change. You know, it feels really good being the good guys for once. I mean, good guys, we have kind of enslaved the entire galaxy, but, you know, we're fighting an enemy which is, like, actually legitimate. Okay, and there goes the Unbidden fleet. Oh, nice. This is a great time for some sapience to awaken. Hey guys, we've just developed space travel. What's going on? Oh, nothing. We're just being invaded by a couple of extra-dimensional invaders who suck out the life of everything. Also, you're now joining the Galactic Imperium. You don't have a choice. Wait, this random hive mind is pledging fealty to me. Why? This probably isn't the right time for this. Okay, and I think this is the last Unbidden fleet. Well, if there's no more Unbidden, I thought there'd be other waves, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. Then the last actual emergency for us to address is the Fallen Empire, which is precisely why I have built so many. Oh my god, the speed at which my Corvettes are evaporated is insane. I just need these guys to survive so that I can actually deal damage with the rest of my ships. And come on, we're about to destroy 1, 2. Oh my god, my ships are so tanky. It's actually impossible for them to kill my arc ships because they've got like 700% extra shields. The Fallen Empire fleet is going back and forth non-stop, and I just am trying to catch them. All right, the Fallen Empire fleet should be right here, and we can jump on top of the... Where are they? And now I just get to watch as every single fleet in the entire galactic universe comes over here, bombs the Fallen Empire armies into dust, and repeatedly attempts to see... Oh my god, the Celestial Throne is just being spawn camped. They've got some pretty impressive defenses here. Unfortunately, I have quite a number of allies on my side. Well, as my economy slowly craps the bed, as I am at massive negatives of almost every resource, and I've just built up a large enough stockpile such that it doesn't matter, we have finally destroyed the Fallen Empire that ruled over us once and for all, and it is like 100 degrees where I am for some reason. My AC is too loud to run while I'm recording, so I am done. Stellaris Nomads, my thoughts on the DLC is, it's a little buggy. It's really cool. I just hope they fix some of the bugs. It seems like they did literally while I was doing it, because one of the bugs I was going to exploit, they actually fixed. But either way, thanks for watching, and glory to the Galactic Imperium.